I want to thank our volunteers who were such an important part of our success today. Without their energy, commitment, and vision, this certainly would not have been possible. The proposed amendment, which we anticipate will be on the November 12th ballot, will ensure every Ohio voter's right to fair, competitive elections. We want to replace the current system where the politicians draw their own lines. They kind of rig the system. They choose their voters, including where their donors live, including trying to make districts that, in preparing themselves to run the next time, they're manipulated, obviously, for the politicians. It really doesn't have a whole lot to do with what makes sense for the voters. And so what we want to do is have a new independent, nonpartisan Citizens Commission to draw the new districts that will have transparency and come up with something that is fair to the voters. This whole idea is directly in line with the mission of the League of Women Voters. We want our government to be accountable to the voters, and we think this would be a big step forward in trying to get that done. And we also want this done as soon as possible. We don't need to go another decade with manipulated districts. We've seen what happens with backroom deals, and we want to end that practice. And I will close with a quote from Ronald Reagan. Quote, "And that's all we're asking for, an end to the anti-democratic and un-American practice of gerrymandering districts." So I will give this over to Cattherine, who will provide some more details.
Hi everybody. Well, once again, Ann was just saying how much she really appreciated the volunteers, and I have to tell you, when anybody says to you, oh, you know, it's too easy to get on the ballot, oh, it's just nothing, that is not true. And we really want to thank the folks that, you know, knocked on doors, hung out at festivals. If you can imagine going out in 90-degree weather and collecting signatures, these folks were incredibly committed. And we are so fortunate when you think about, hey, have you heard about redistricting? Tell me about gerrymandering. It takes a little while to work people through, hey, what does this manipulation of the district lines mean? And we really want to thank our volunteers. And of course, you know, I guess you're not surprised at all when I tell you this. We actually plan to file our petitions today. That is our game plan. Is we're going to file our petitions today. Now, as you know, we need around 386,000 petitions. Fortunately, I'm going to check the number just to the number at the moment is more than 430,000 registered voters have actually signed our petitions. Now, notice what I'm saying, 430,000 registered voters have signed the petition. So we have met that first kind of criteria of getting things in. Now, clearly you all remember there's a whole 44 county thing. So we also have met that goal. And then, you know, what will happen is we will file with the Secretary of State. We have a friend from the Secretary of State. Where are you? Hello, friend.
Hi.
Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so we're filing with Secretary of State today, and what's really exciting about this is, you know, we're celebrating Independence Day the way that you should, thinking about our forefathers, thinking about the quality of our vote, thinking about what can we as voters do to actually make a difference. And what we as voters can do is to say, you know, enough. No more manipulation of district lines, no more manipulation of our votes. Let's have fair districts now. And I really thank you. I appreciated her quote from Ronald Reagan, because I think when we think about the problem with gerrymandering, it has a long, tenacious history. And I don't know if you all remember, just a few years ago, I was running around the state with a guy in a frog costume. Do you all remember that? Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. Yes, and basically that had to do with, in 2010, the House had passed a redistricting reform measure, the Senate had passed a redistricting reform measure, and we could not get them to stay to make a compromise and to actually get this done. And so what I'd like to say is, after much work and a couple redistricting competitions with the League of Women Voters, we are getting this done. And once again, I just really want to thank just all sorts of folks that were out there, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, all of the folks that were out there collecting signatures today. And my guess is you all have a few questions.